Hello again, this is Alex with MasterChartsTrading.com, and this is market recap for Friday, November 15, 2019. As always, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video. As I mentioned last week, we are making just huge progress with algo trading, especially in the cryptocurrency universe. And we have very promising preliminary results, which I hope to share very soon. We need to do more back testing, but overall it is very promising. Um, so stay tuned. Again, if you have interest in partnering with MasterCharts Trading, we are going to be looking for affiliates. You will be receiving commissions from the sales of our services, such as indicators, such as our future fund service, etc. Promoters and brand ambassadors. Brand ambassadors are people that have, influence, for example, on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Traders, if you are interested, we may have positions for manual traders as well. If you are a financial industry professional, do contact us. You may have we may have opportunities to partner again. So uh, contact me at MasterCharts Trading, and we will talk about the upcoming, especially algorithmic trading and the integration with various, um, you know, uh, trading platforms like NinjaTrader and MetaTrader, as well as expert advisors. They are coming. Very important, the trading fund. We may be forming an ETF, hopefully. All right, so that announcement aside, let's look at our markets. Stocks are simply continuing higher, making record highs despite all the negativity, etc. We'll look at some of the uh, sectors that are making records: healthcare, technology, industrials. Energy is showing signs of life. Let's be on the lookout for another sector to join the bull market. So again, stocks are moving higher. We'll see some examples. France, Taiwan. Uh, I have a funny, I don't know why it's just, I find this name funny in Mandalorian. And Disney stock is doing great, 15% since last alert. So we'll look at Disney again. There's still a small divergence between junk bonds and stocks, and I'll show you why it's important. Uh, but overall, investment grade bonds are may not still be done correcting. I won't cover every single commodity out there. We have a trade going in oil. Not much is happening with natural gas. I will cover gold, and we'll look at the dollar index itself, and we'll look at Bitcoin. Maybe it's finally done correcting. Okay, so S&P 500 just basically non-stop record highs since the breakout to new records. Let's see where it was. It was on 28th of October right there. And it's just a lesson, for new traders, but some traders who are, experienced, there's still sometimes they look for these top-end patterns in a bullish security. So S&P 500 is in an uptrend. There is no need to look for a top-end pattern. When a top-end pattern happens, it will be so obvious. Everybody will be saying, "Oh, okay, that's a top-end pattern." But right this instant, there is no top-end pattern. It just keeps going. This is a bullish security. We're buying it. So as I keep mentioning, these four lines in the chart, the green, blue, red, and the yellow indicator lines, um, are proprietary indicators that are available currently for TradingView. They are coming hopefully soon again to other platforms, but for now you can have them on your chart. You can see MasterCharts Trading price action indicators. Um, if you sign up at MasterChartsTrading.com, then you will, I'll open the door for you. And once you sign up, I can explain it. It'll take you about 30 seconds to apply this indicator to your chart on TradingView. Qqq Nasdaq 100 again, also at record highs, pretty much similar, to S&P, they're all moving in lockstep, and this is again a normal um, situation. Dow Jones also at records, looking beautiful. I mean, a pullback is possible. It doesn't mean that there is a reversal. It's just a pullback if we're going to see it. And if we're going to see a pullback, we should be looking for a buying opportunity. Where do I normally buy? So here's an example of Qqq Nasdaq 100, and this is again an actual alert here on the 4th of June of this year. Notice the trades that I do are mostly longer term in nature. I don't really do day trading. I think it's very dangerous. Once we have the algo traders, algo trading robots, algorithmic trading robot, which is coming, I'm telling you, the results are quite impressive right now. Uh, and we can trade then on the various intraday, we can do day trading, etc. But for humans, I would not recommend doing any kind of intraday trading unless you really know what you're doing. And so this is what I usually do: is I wait for a pullback towards the blue line, wait for a bottoming pattern. Once the bottoming pattern is um, complete, we just buy. That's all. So here was one opportunity here on the 4th of June, good for over, actually more than 15%, close to 17, 16.5% or so. Move for this ETF, and for that ETFs don't move as much as individual shares, so this is a significant move. So again, this is Dow Jones again at record highs. If we see a pullback, then we will look for a bottoming pattern. uh, Several interesting uh, breakouts and opportunities that happened a while back. So for example, here is XLV Healthcare. And these up arrows, these are actual alerts again that I send to my subscribers. And notice that it's a very nice move, good for over close to 8% already. Again, for ETF, it's a significant move. And we are at records, beautiful chart. I think if we get a pullback, then we should buy in it. But I don't see any tapping patterns. XLK, very similar to QQQ, and notice the alert was also sent here on the 4th of June. Very similar composition to QQQ. Record highs, beautiful move. We are, if I had a position, I would be holding it. This is a close to 20% move. And for an ETF, again, it's quite a lot. XLK additionally is a sort of an offensive sector. In other words, it's a sector that is, you know, investors buy it when they believe that stock market will continue higher. The investors are not trying to hide in various defensive sectors like utilities or staples. XLK technology is, it's very high volatility and or rather high beta. So the higher the beta, the more risky are the stocks in this ETF. So if the stocks are risky and we're seeing new highs in those stocks, this means that things are quite, well off. I think the situation in the world and the United States financially is quite nice. So again, I would not be looking for any tapping patterns. Same goes for industrials. XLI, it's also an offensive sector. In other words, investors want to buy it during the times when they think these prices are not even that high. They think that investors most likely think that it will continue higher. And you can see that people are buying at this very elevated, seemingly very elevated levels. But a few months ago, a few weeks ago, these levels were also seemingly elevated. And what happens? We make new records, new highs. So in a bullish security, this kind of behavior will just continue until we see a major reversal and then significant um, uh, pullback. And that significant pullback needs to continue until we hit the yellow line, which is currently at $63, and we're at $82. So you can see that there is a lot of work for this security to turn around into a bear market. And just I don't see it right this instant at all. Here's an interesting chart. This is XLE Energy ETF. Now notice that on this chart, the indicator lines, the green, blue, red, and yellow line, they were just a few weeks ago in October, they were really far apart. And now you can see that they're really coming closer together. So what does this mean? This means that there's a narrowing of a trading range. When the trading range narrows, a lot of quite often um, change in trend takes place. And you can see that the price right now is at 60 bucks or so. Uh, the price needs to travel $3 to $63 here and close above this blue line, and then we will consider it to be in a bull market. And once this happens, we just buy it. So this is what we've been doing basically. We're looking for a um, opportunity for a stock or an ETF to close above the blue line, and we just buy it there. So once that happens, we go ahead and we also change our thinking, because before right this instant we're seeing lower lows and lower highs. But once this turnaround completes, when we see a close above the blue, then we will say, okay, now we're not going to be thinking that we're in a downtrend. We're going to be thinking we're in an uptrend, and we're going to start looking for buying opportunity. So energy, I think maybe together with oil, it might continue higher, because oil looks poised to break higher. And I'm not going to show the trade, but we have an actual trade going as well right now. So energy looks promising, but I wouldn't buy it yet until we see a change in trend, meaning the close above the blue line currently at $63. Okay, some more examples of recent trades. Here's EWQ, which is France, and you can see these up arrows. Again, these are actual alerts. Um, the latest alert that happened on 3rd of October resulted in over 9% gain. I don't know. To me, this looks beautiful. To some people, they would say that this looks overextended to the upside. Maybe, but again, this is a bullish security, so once there's definitely going to be a pullback. We just don't know from what level. I mean, it could continue another, $10, what they call 10% higher, or it could just turn around right now. Uh, but notice where I'm sending those alerts. You can see that they're just simply on close above the blue line. So there are several alerts here, and that's all there is to it. Trading, I'm simplifying trading. I'm making it like, I guess, Zen-like. Uh, then once this happens, you don't really need to think too much. You just need to, have your uh, interface where to enter orders. Because this way, you know where to buy, you know where to take profits, you know where to, exit the trade, basically. Another interesting chart, and there's very nice gains. Again, recent alerts to my subscribers for Taiwan. EWT. Now, the latest alert was just beautiful because notice right there on the 4th of September, again, I'm not making this up. These are actually mathematically calculated. I'm not drawing them. They're being drawn by the calculation. So you can see that if I'm going to advance one day at a time, there's the breakout right there on the 4th of September, and you can see it just took off. And it's still going, it's up over 14%. Uh, I don't see any tapping or anything of that nature. It just feels like it's gonna continue higher from here. So, uh, yeah, Taiwan looks great. And here's Disney, and I just couldn't help myself because it's just a funny. They have funny. To me, it looks funny, and I'm sorry if I'm infringing on any copyrights or anything like this, but uh, I feel like he's got this fork, so it could be like gone grilling and a mandolin. So I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was funny. If it's not funny, let me know. If it's funny, let me know as well. So Mandalorian is helping Disney. Uh, they're making good business. Disney is great business, and you can see a couple of alerts right there. One on 30th September, one on 7th of October, and several opportunities. When I send alerts to my subscribers, I usually do daily videos as well. And for Disney, I kept saying the same thing. It's beautiful opportunities, good opportunities here for close to a month here, almost a few weeks. And then finally, it just shot straight up and new highs. So looking great. Disney is doing great. If we see a pullback again, I would be looking to buy it. I don't see tapping pattern yet. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's look at junk bonds. Junk bonds and stocks usually correlate highly to one another. In other words, they move in lockstep. If stocks move higher, junk bonds also should move higher. They're not. You can see that the highest here was on 28th of October. For S&P, SPY 28th of October was the breakout day above previous highs to new records and just continued higher. Junk bonds actually doing the opposite. So the way I'm reading this chart is there is a strong possibility that stocks will correct within the next few days to few weeks. How much they will correct, nobody knows. But this little divergence, it's not that concerning yet. If it continues lower and stocks continue higher, then there will be a bigger spread, bigger divergence. But for now, just something to keep in the back of your mind. TLT is looking good, and the posture that we took with stocks going higher, or rather, the posture that I'm holding was bullish outlook for stocks and um, a pullback for TLT, pullback for treasuries actually is good, beneficial to stocks because if people are not buying bonds, what are they buying? They're buying stocks. So money is rotating out of bonds into stocks. And for example, here you can see, I'm going to zoom in, you can see this price action here on 7th November through now. You can see a dip below the blue line and then a rally above it. Now, notice that I did not send any alerts. I'm just not sure that bonds are done correcting. Um, this is just not a very convincing chart to me. Based on experience and based on price action, um, I feel like we may still have more correcting to do for TLT and for bonds. And by extension, TYX, the Treasury, 30-year Treasury yield, could continue actually higher from here if bonds continue pulling back. So if the bonds, go higher, yield goes lower. It's the opposite. So I would hold off with any, like I personally just don't want to mess with TLT right now, with bonds right now. Right, let's switch gears and let's look at gold. Here is gold futures on the daily chart as usual. Now we traded gold futures, we traded gold, just enormous move, 21% move on futures. You could have caught a lot of that move. Notice that alerts, couple of alerts were sent back in March and then another one in May, and it just took off. So I would be interested in buying it if it gets to the blue line. Again, it hasn't gotten there yet. And plus now we have this indicators curving up. So this is a little concerning to me. Why? Notice the blue line is the bullish level, but the red line for commodities and the various continuous instruments, I consider it a bearish level. So when the indicators curve up, that means the price has less distance to travel towards the bearish levels. And if it gets there at 1.343, then, gold will be in a bear market. Not yet, but, it's a possibility. So uh, I would hold off right now with opening too many gold related positions. Although I personally have a gold related position, and we'll see how it goes. Dollar index, if dollar continues lower, then it will be favorable for gold, because usually if dollar depreciates, gold appreciates. Uh, right this instant, it's a difficult chart to read. I thought we broke down here on the 17th of October. I thought the resistance was reaffirmed here on 30th of October, but then notice the resistance was again overcome right there on the 6th of November. So right this instant, it's difficult to read this chart. I am thinking that dollar should continue lower and eventually get to this 96.77 level, the red line. If it gets there, that means that dollar is now going to be in a bear market, and by extension, gold should benefit. Finally, let's look at Bitcoin, BTC USD. Very interesting chart. This could be like a fallen flag. I don't know if it's a fallen flag. I never use this stuff. I never use the chart patterns anymore. So maybe this is a, I don't know, pennant or something. The reason why I don't use this various, you know, chart patterns is because there's so many ways to draw. Maybe you can draw it like that or like that. I don't know how to draw it. It takes years of practice to get some sort of a experience in drawing these various chart patterns. I just don't, want to bother with them because like I got my indicators and it's all I really need to know is the price in the bull market or in the bear market. Should we be buying or selling? And right this instant, it's not very equivocal. You can see a big spike here through the blue line on 26th of October, but no close above it. And on the bottom here on the 24th of October, a spike through the red line, but no close below it. So it's like in between right now. So it's 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 dropping again, and I would not be surprised if we close below the blue line and we just collapse. This happens to Bitcoin and cryptos constantly. They just like collapse or they skyrocket. So let's be on the lookout for either a close or above the blue or below the red. The blue line right now is at 10,000, basically at 10,000, and the red line at 7,500. So if it breaks out one way and another, then we will act accordingly. But right now, it's just not very equivocal. Okay, so again, to reiterate, we have um, things that are coming, they're in the works. Algo trading, algorithmic trading, preliminary results are extremely promising. I don't want to reveal them just yet. I want to do more testing, but they look super promising. And like today, I told my a person I'm working with, I go, if we have this kind of return, I want to sign up myself. Because we're talking about, significant return per year. Again, it's coming, so please stay tuned. Um, do go to Master Chess Trading and then sign up for our mailing list. You can just go to Master Chess Trading, the front page, and there's a subscribe to our mailing list. So you will be put on the mailing list, and once the new services are up, you will be notified, obviously. But right this instant, we already have several services that my subscribers are enjoying. First of all is alerts. So what are alerts? So alert, for example, is as the one on Disney. So we have two alerts here, one on September 30th, one on 7th of October. Before that, we had just an enormous alert right there on the 1st of April. Big move, over 30% move. Uh, so this are the types of things you will get, like daily alerts on various securities that we trade. And we trade all kinds of securities, small cap, large cap, dividend equity, gold stocks, energy stocks, pretty much everything under the sun. And then additionally, we also look at like British pound and the conventional currencies, oil, gas, gold, you name it. There's plenty of opportunities and plenty of you won't get bored basically. So that's the alerts. Then of course the trading indicators are this green, blue, red, and yellow lines. If you are ready and you are ready to sign up and you know what you're doing especially and you have like some experience with trading, then simply sign up for the indicators, $29.95 per month. You get free trial with all of my services, and you can trade on your own. I'll set you up within, half an hour to an hour, and you can have the same indicators on your chart. What's nice is that people are trading on intraday. So, for example, here's XAU USD gold, and for example, you can go to hourly charts and you can do the same thing. You can be trading, like for example, right there, I would be shorting um, gold, or here I would have been shorting gold and would have been very correct. So many opportunities. If you're an intraday trader, then you can, use the indicators on intraday charts. I would not recommend trading intraday, uh, with my indicators on the stocks, the ones that have gaps in between, yesterday and today, for example. XAU USD is continuous, Bitcoin, BTC USD is continuous, so you can trade it pretty much, non-stop. So those are the alerts and trading indicators. And of course, I think the best thing to do is to just get both the alerts and the indicators. First of all, you get a great value at $49.95 per month. Secondly, you get lots of examples, and then you can apply those examples and the thinking into your own trading. And once you gain some experience, you should be, golden. You should be on your own and making good money. Okay, again, as usual, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video with others. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested in working with us, hit the help and then contact us, and you will be, and send us a note, and we will be very interested to, find out what you do and perhaps how we can partner with MasterCharts Trading, so you can also get some commissioned sales or potentially become a promoter. All right, that's it for this week's recap. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.